Kwa ni vizuri tuwe tunakutana na sisi hapa young adult wa Diocese ni sisi wenye tuko na miaka 35 kurudi nyuma mpaka hata miaka 20 ama 24, from 24 years to 3 years and above. Mara nyingi hakuna mtu ana mambo yetu nyingi, hakuna mtu anazungumzia. Hata kwa na kikao kama hii ili tusikie kutoka kwenu haijawahi kuwepo. So tunaona vema tuweze kukutana pamoja nani ili tuweze kuzungumzia mambo yanayohusu sisi, the young adults of this diocese. It is an open forum for us. It is an opportunity for us. We can sit, discuss, and also ensure that we are heading to the right direction. Katika kanisa zetu, mimi nilikuwa parokia wa Mwini for 4 years. Na kuna harusi takatifu niliunganisha for 4 years. Nimeenda kiungani now about 7 months. Na so far hakuna harusi takatifu niliunganisha. Si kwamba sina license, I have the license to officiate a marriage. In fact, kuunganisha. Sijui mchungaji kile nisije. Tangu kufanya kwa mchungaji. Umeunganisha msika ya vijana wetu. Not even one. Sasa unyango kama wewe tangu kufanya kwa mchungaji, umeunganisha watu wangapi? Sufuri. Na vijana hii mko hapa, sisi wachungaji tuko hapa, nataka tuulizane shida iko wapi? Mbona hatupati kuwaunganisha? Mbona sisi ama ninyi shida inakuwa wapi? Mbona ninyi hamuolewi na muoe? Na ikifika wakati unataka kuoa, kuna wale wanapotea kwanza kanisani kwa miezi 3-4. Unauliza alienda wapi? Baadaye anakuja na mtu akamtuma na mchungaji, unajua sasa utanisamehe kwa hii, lakini sasa imekuwa hivyo tu. Hatungependa kuendelea hivyo. Tuko hapa ili tusaidiane na nyinyi. Mtuambie mngependa tuwasaidie kwa njia gani? Tusaidiane kwa njia gani? Shida inakuwa wapi? Kwa nini wakati mwingine wasichana wetu wazuri kama hao wanaolewa na makanisa zingine? Kwani nyinyi mfungua macho? Kama sisi wenye tuko Anglikana tunaenda huko nje tunawaleta wengine. Kwani mwenye wako hapa hawatoshi? Let us talk. Let us encourage one another. We are here to encourage one another. Ili kanisa yetu ya leo na kesho ipate kugrow, so that we can grow our Anglican church. We don't want to lose members. We want to add more members. We want to add more members. We are here for networking. You are good in certain field. As a young person in this diocese, you are a very good lawyer. Na tukujui, you can share with us that wewe ulisomea hii na hii, you can help one another. Wewe ni mwalimu, wewe ni director mahali fulani, wewe ni expert wa ICT, something like that. We share together so that we use the talents that we have for God's glory, to build one another, to empower one another. Tunaelewana mpaka hapo? Tuko pamoja? Sio ile ya Jubilee ile ilivunjika. Tuko pamoja? Are we together? Yes. Let us encourage one another. Let us share together. We are here to network. We are here to empower one another. We are here to mentor one another. Unashika mwenzako. Mungu amekusaidia umegrow katika biashara fulani ama katika ukulima fulani. Unasaidia wenzako pia waweze kugrow. Kama umefungua M-Pesa, ungependa kuemploy kijana mmoja, wengine uko na M-Pesa kule Elcom, ungependa kufungua nyingine Sibanga. Tuko na vijana wengi hapa ambao hawajapata nafasi. na ukipatia Mwanglikana mwenzako utakuwa umemsaidia aweze kugrow economically. Nyinyi mnaona hii mambo ni mzuri? So we are here to encourage one another, to strengthen one another, to network together, to mentor one another. Na pia ukipata the right person between us, tunakuja kusherehekea pamoja. Na inakuwa mzuri sana. Kama ni mambo ya karama, unawakopa ati karama ya harusi kubwa. Ndoa sio harusi kubwa. That you want mpaka mchumba wangu akomboe gari V8 ama saunyango sasa imefika ngapi? Bado ni V8 ama V10? V8 au V8 ni moto. So atataka V8. Sasa unataka huyu mchumba yako akomboe gari, aombe loan, alafu wakati mtaenda kwa nyumba unataka kuanza ndoa, anashughulikia loan ama unataka akushughulikie wewe? Ndoa ni watu wawili, wewe na mke wako ama wewe na mume wako. Unapoandaa harusi yako, usiende kuomba loan, useme nataka nifanye harusi kwa sababu ya loan. Sisi tutakuja kukusalamia. Sisi tutakuletea kadi, tutakuletea bahasha. Na kwa hiyo bahasha ni kadi, usifikie ni pesa. So wakati tunatengeneza harusi yako, tutarajia tukuletee pesa, tukuletee pesa. Tunakuletea kadi. We wish you well in your marriage. Na kama ulikuwa expect kuna note ndani, pole. So don't be expecting that people will come and fundraise for your marriage. Bora kuna bibi harusi na bwana harusi na mwenye kuunganisha na wasimamizi wawili na idhini ya wazazi. Hawa ni watu chini ya 10. Harusi imeiva. Harusi iko sawa na mtafurahia. Lakini mkitaka watu wengi bado ni wewe. Wacha nikomee hapo kwa sasa, mambo mengine tuongee baadaye. Naomba kwa nafasi hii uweze kusimama na rudisha sukani kwa Reverend Nyango, atuletee presentation moja, kisha tutamkaribisha our main speaker ambaye yuko pamoja na sisi. Asanteni sana na karibuni sana.
Hii makofi ni ile ya kienyeji sana. Sasa tupige makofi ya town kidogo. Makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. Asante kabisa. Hadi kufikia kwa nadhani makofi sio mbaya sana. DYO amezungumzia vitu muhimu sana. Na ile amezungumzia mweso ile mimi ningependa tuweze pia kuangalia kidogo. Tafadhali fanyeni harusi. Mkipatia DYO kazi ya kuunganisha, beeni kazi ya MC because I'm yours truly the top ranking Christian culture MC. Hakuna mwingine kama mimi. Bwana asifiwe. Unajua nyinyi ya mjini nikiamua kucheza ile mbemo hasa. Utashaka. Kwa hivyo DYO tunataka kusema asante sana. Tunakushukuru kwa sababu ya kuzungumza nasi. Now without wasting much of our time, ladies and gentlemen, nimejulishwa kuna watu kutoka diaspora. Kuna watu niliona waliweka receipt ya shuttle kwa group. Watu kutoka Lodwar. Kuna watu Turkana ambao wamekuja kukaa nasi leo, tunashukuru sana watu kutoka Turkana. Bwana wabariki kabisa. Ningependa wakoje watu uongoze katika tenzi za rohoni, alafu itakuwa ni sawa. Wapi watu ya kutoka Turkana? Makofi tafadhali wanapokuja. Makofi, makofi, makofi. Makofi. Huyo anaitwa Omwami. Asante sana. Nilimwambia vae koti kama yangu, niashike microphone.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. All protocols hapo. Na vijana wa kanisa letu la Diocese ya Kitale. Habari zenu? Mko wazima? Mbona mnakaa baridi? Mimi nimetravel all the way kuja na tunaombana tena mko baridi. Kwa nini? Nilidhani tutachangamka. Sichangamke kidogo ama tukae na maji. Niwaibishe kikorogana kidogo. Sawa? Tutaimba. Haya, tusimame kwa Mungu zetu. Kabla tusimame kwa zetu. Kabla tusimame, let me do a short, 1 minute. 1 minute, then we sing a short spoken word. A short spoken word. Si leo tunakuja hapa juu ya mapenzi. Ama tunakuja juu ya nini? Tunakuja juu ya nini? Yeah? Let me do a short one.
Ati tunakuja juu ya mapenzi.
1 minute. Tunataka wafunganisha harusi. Si hivyo ndio waliwewa kusema. Si wanakuja kutuambia mambo ya healthy relationships. Haya. Ama tuseme ilikuwa love at the first sight. Si tulikuwa na nyundo na msumari. In short, tu ilikuwa sight. My savior alibeba kurusi ya wood kwa mgongo ili mimi nisije nikatupa mbao. Mapenzi ilikuwa ya dhati, alidai. Hakuniitisha namba, lakini alinisema. For me and you, alichukua the first name, the second name, and the third name. The third name. Akahanyiwa kwa mbao. Hakutaka kunionyesha ili ni understandie ndo baba, but alikuwa ananidai, na hiyo ikafanya sikuona reason ya mimi kukopa. Juu alikuwa ananidai, so singekopa deni tena. Juu alikuwa ananidai. Na akatupatia 3 days. Day 1, he said the captive is free. Day 2, he breaks the chain of captivity. Day 3, he took the keys of hell and knocked it from behind and came back with a gift, a rose. Na hakuja peke yake, because death could not hold him. Hakuja peke yake. He came back with all the years. Na me and you, akatufanya wote tukakuwa heroes. Tusimame. Nimeona hapa hivi tunakaa ni kama tuko baridi sana. Kule Turkana sisi tumezoea kuchangamka. Tukiwa mambo ya vijana, we are used to dance. Na nataka tu dance tenzi. Moshai dance tenzi kweli? Najua watu wa town wataanza kuniambia sisi tumezoea Golden Bells hatujaimba tenzi. Hiyo jiekee sawa. Golden Bells tutaimba kesho, si ndio? Leo tunaimba tenzi. Ile tenzi ya wazee, lakini leo tuna dance. Number 16 Number 16. Kama uko na simu enda number 16. Number 16. Na tuimbe kama vijana, sawa sawa. Let us sing that song like youth. Tusiimbe ile ya kuna watu wamekuja hapa kidogo wanataka maybe utaki boyfriend aona unajua kudance, sasa unajishikilia hivi pole pole. Wewe ruka kama hutaki si mwingine atakuchukua. Haya tuanze. 3 2 1. Tuanze alafu atatuingilia katika. Haya, tunaanza wote. 3 2 1. Kumtegemea Mwokozi kwangu tamu kabisa. Kukubali neno lake ni baraka.
Tunashukuru Mungu kwa sababu hata watu ya Lodwar wanajua kuimba Kiswahili. Karibuni Kenya. Haleluya! Haya, tupigie umwami makofi. Get one. Tumia hii ya speaker. Nimekuombea. Tutumie hiyo ya speaker, tutoe jasho kwa dakika 2. Mike, tafutia sisi bwana praise nzuri tu. Tulifanya siku hii. Nataka nione watu wakitoa jasho hapa. Niona hata Kenya ameingia. Amekaa karibu na wakili ambaye amekupigia miwani. Suti kama hiyo. Suti kama hiyo ni watu kama sisi tunawafollow. Si wote wanawafollow. Please. inaitwa sauti ya TV. Unajua sauti ya TV? Wangapi wanajua sauti ya TV? Ile sauti mimi niko nayo. Kama unajua sauti ya TV nisalimie. Au ni watu wachache wanajua. Kwa hiyo wengine hawa TV. Sawa. Sauti ya TV. Mikono yetu sugua tafadhali.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. So much my brother DYO, the organizing committee for to a point where I started losing my confidence because it's all over. It's all over. A few days ago, I was called by somebody from, and he was saying, we've heard you are doing some presentation on Saturday and speak to the youth of that particular, or the consumers of that particular TV station. And I was like, how did it reach there? Ken, you've done a lot of work in advertising. My name is Reverend Sila Kennedy. I'm saved, I love the Lord. I am quite an old man now. I'm 50 years old, half a century old. And I'm married, happily married to a wife that is 8 years younger than me. 8 years younger than me. So when I'm 50, she's 42. We are would be age mates to some of you, but our firstborn is now 22 years old, turning 23, and the rest, of course, kind of stuff. We don't say how many they are. We just say they're a good number. We just say they're a good number. And in school, they're learning, and we thank God for that. Hopefully, a few years from now, the 22-year-old will be seeking my advice. It's a young man. I told you for now. So he's 22. How many of you are 22? How many of you are 22? Around 22? You guys need to go back to class. You're not supposed to be here. Anyway, on a very light note. Allow me to appreciate some people here. Is that uncomfortable with you? I have a powerful voice. Let me hold it a bit far. Allow me to appreciate some few people here that I've interacted with without seeing them face to face. I've really interacted with them, and this morning, at least for the second time, I happen to have met Chef Moray. She's not here now. I thought she's in some function here, so I've met Chef Moray. But for a very long time, we have interacted elsewhere. Sorry, I'll be mentioning your social media names. What is Sam Boy? Sam Boy is not here. Yeah, we've really been interacting a lot on our fellowship. There's somebody called the all those very active fellas the great evangelist. Then there is somebody called that gentleman, very, very famous in our world. Thank you, my brother. And then we have somebody called Miss Independent. Miss Independent. There you are. Somebody called Naomi Miano. Is she here? I have not met her physically yet. She's a face that's very familiar to me right now. Naomi? Yeah, Naomi is not here yet. I hope she'll be turning up. Of course, the one and only Omwami. If I can say that. We have somebody called Nakshi. Nakshi also very common. And I might be pronouncing it wrongly, but your social media name is Naxhie. Monique. Monique is a friend of mine. I met her once. Then there's somebody called M, capital R, then small r. Complicated jamani, na leo wamesema Abba has been insisting leo enda hivi. Sorry, nitakuwa wakati mwingine. But go with at least a promise and a potential of this, okay? So you're not here. Meshach Meli. Where are these guys? There's somebody called Chief Namasake. Yes, where is Chief Namasake? Sharon Chess, very, 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 very productive. Where is Sharon Chess? Not there. Sylvia, just one name, Sylvia on social media. Sylvia is somebody, man. Thank you, it's good to see at least you, yes, you bailed the others out. Thank you. Is he here? He's not here. Jose, I saw Jose here, my brother Jose somewhere. Yes, brother, good to see you. And then we have Miss Shaz. Miss Shaz. Alright, and then we have Glory. Nice interacting with you on social media on the wall. Of course, there are many, many more. I thought I just want to have a personal touch with some of the names I read and interact on the wall. There are many, many others. Now, when I meet you, I might not recognize you, but you will definitely recognize me. Yeah? So, because you say, hey, I'm so, I don't remember. Yes, I am, as I've already introduced myself, I'm a teacher by profession. I teach English literature at St. Mark's Boys. I'm a chaplain. I minister to young people. This is something I've been doing for quite a while now. Ministering to young people for about 27 years right now. 27 years. Speaking, dealing, and working with young people. That's why I love it when I can meet and interact with you guys here. In 1997, somebody called, I think someone is aware of this, but somebody called the skeleton of the current Kenya Anglican Youth Organization in Kitale. It was not very, very strong then, but we came without permission from anywhere. And we met here at the Diocese. Solomon came from Cherangani, I came from Mount Elgon. There was somebody from Endabes, somebody from Moist Bridge. We put our heads together and we formed a diocesan team that was running around, organizing youth and stuff like that. And I'm glad that right now we have structures that are dealing with the youth issues. Omwami and a few others have put me on a very, very hot spot by saying leo tunongea mapenzi. Initially, when I was preparing this topic on healthy relationship, I wanted to broaden it as much as possible. So that today we are talking about relationship, and when we say relationship, it's not only mapenzi. Though, of course, the major part of what we're talking about will be tied to that. Already, our DIO has taken us through Matthew. God and loving who? Your neighbor as you love yourself. Healthy relationship begin from there. Two questions. What do you want most out of life? I want somebody to move around with a mic, sir. I know we came with different expectations. If that mic was already there, sir, because I'm going to have some bit of interaction with the audience. When you came here, you came with a different expectation. Kujua nini? Mapenzi. Na wewe, a few expectations, two or three, raise up your hand. What did you expect when you had young adults forum? Healthy relationships. What did you expect? You know, mkono tu, this gentleman akufikie na mic. Interaction kidogo? Hamna. You expected nothing. Umekuja tu. Just to what did you expect? Ulipokuja hapa ulitaka ulishwe nini, usikie nini? Yes, there's a hand up there. Oh, that is Ata. What did you expect, my brother?
Mimi nijue mwenye make relationship yangu iwe healthy ukipata mtu. Yes, hata kama hapo nianze kuangalia kama akona indicators za healthy relationship.
Yes.
Na nimdoge na nimdoge.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Next, kuna mtu hapo nyuma. Two hands are up there.
Nataka nijue nimepataje the right.
Hey, ladies, are you? Yes.
I wanted to know what a healthy relationship entails and what it looks like.
Yeah. What?
That is it.
Sorry.
But kulingana na topic and relationship with us wote. wengine ambao kwa kuongea tena wakilishi sawa. Maybe nikitoka hapa sasa relationship itakuwa inaendelea sana tunapo mbele, itaendelea kuoza zaidi. Itakuwa namna gani?
Right. That's great. Great to know that. Yes. Last one. Amen.
Amara.
Yes.
My expectation is at least to learn something to share with someone who will be in need of the same.
Good, beautiful. Name, please, sir. Gina. Thank you, my brother. Karibu sana. There's a hand here, sawa nyangu.
Before getting into a healthy relationship and the features of this healthy relationship.
Yes.
It's the characteristics
Inakaaje healthy relationship. Yeah, that's great. Those are great expectations. Thank you so much. I think having known that, it will be easy to tackle what I have here. Now I'm asking this. If you have a notebook and pen, please do. Presentation. I promise you that. And I promise you that hopefully by the end of this presentation, I would have made a few enemies and a few friends as well. But we will walk together this journey. Because at the end of it all, we must know what God intends us to be in regard to relationships. So, I asked this question earlier, what do you want most out of life? Many of us, I'm sure, would say healthy relationship. Even from that interaction, I know when somebody wants to know what entails healthy relationship, somebody wants to know, and they want to know what makes it up. What is this healthy relationship? How do I get into it? How do I grow in this particular healthy relationship? Then that must, even if your health is not so good, you might be poor of health. But if you have a healthy relationship with those around you, believe you me, your life will be quality life. You might be sick and unwell, but if you have a healthy relationship, your life will be quality. You can make a pile of money, believe you me, a lot of it. You can be the wealthiest man around. And if your relationships are not healthy, if you have a poor relationship, that money will look like a curse before you because your relationship is not working, and therefore that brokenness and emptiness will make a whole nonsense of even the wealth that you have made with you. So a poor man living with his family in a good way, having friends, is richer, believe you me, is richer than the richest man you've ever known that is very poor in relationship. Listen to those things. I tend to speak a bit fast sometimes, but I hope we will work together. I'm saying a poor man that living in a healthy, loving relationship and having good friends is richer than a very rich man who is poor relationally. If your relational qualities ni mbovu, hata ukiwa na mali ya aina gani, you will be the poorest of the people alive. Now the Bible has already been presented by my brother, ranks healthy relationship as the most important thing in life. Healthy relationship, upward, vertically and horizontally. It ranks it as the most important things. The whole story of the Bible from Genesis with God and relationship with fellow man. Are we together? The whole of it from Genesis to Revelation is about relationship. So when we make a mess of relationships, we are making a mess of the whole purpose of creation. When we make a mess of love that God has given humanity. So it's important that as we enter into this world, as a young girl, a young man, as a married man, and married man or a married lady, and married lady, as you enter into any form of relationship, you make a mess of it, you are making a mess of the godly purpose and design for your life. Praise be to God. So it's important. It runs very, very high throughout the biblical story. So, it is sad. And I'll say this emphatically. It is sad that there are so many believers who are hurting and are having broken relationships in our society, even amongst you. Hello? Who is hurting? Even amongst ourselves here, Hata mimi bwana, I've been married for the last 22 years. But believe you me, it has not been a bed of roses throughout. Sometimes I reach a point where I almost raise. Kwani, was this your intention? Was this the gift that you promised me? When I went to church somewhere in 2001, was the second last to date. Second last to date. After my wedding in 2001, we've never had another one. We had Baka Sasa. There's been no wedding in my home parish. So what you're asking is quite pertinent. These guys here are not married and they're not getting married. Ama, I don't know how you got married. Sorry. I don't know how you got married, Mr. That is what's happening in our churches. So I'm saying that we are hurting so bad, and we're asking why not to comment much because elder and nasikia maneno, so I keep quiet and just follow silently so that I can get some of the things that you are saying. And I see, yes, there is hurt, there is confusion sometimes. There is lack of knowledge sometimes of what's supposed to be and what's not supposed to be. So here today we are meeting here to say, what do we do with those ones amongst us who are hurting and interfered? So they were told that you had a father. Of course they know they had a father. But they've never laid eyes on them because things did not work. The man packed his clothes and disappeared and left the poor girl and the poor boy with the mother. One was weeping terribly. And when I talked to her in my GLC room, she told me, I don't know him. He left us and disappeared. Broken relationship. This poor girl is a victim of something that she did not participate in creating. She does not know what happened. She did not participate in creating the circumstance she is in right now. But she's suffering. She's hurting. So what are we going to do to these broken homes? To She's studying hard. I am right now. Some who stay married are living a life of pretense. Homes have become a battleground. Our homes are no longer the loving refuge that they are supposed to be. Why? Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. Home become a battleground. A fierce battleground and fighting that exists in relationships. Many children don't even know their parents anymore. You don't know whether your dad is your dad. The one providing bread every day and butter. The one providing for your meals on a daily basis. You watch it. Why is it? This right. So many children, many parents are at odds with their responsibilities. On the church level, how many of us are bouncing from one church to another? And as they do that, they leave so many broken relationships behind. I was just chatting informally with my colleagues when we were taking or even successful people who have gone out of their local parishes and local churches, leaders in those particular churches, but when they come back home, they are faithful members of Anglican churches. But is the going positive or negative? What are you leaving behind? Broken relationships. Neighbors don't see each other eye to eye because this fellow who calls himself an Anglican Christian, in fact, a communicant of the Anglican Church, does not want to see eye to eye with the neighbor because of some stupid rivalry that began from very, very small things around your house. So we've gone on to fencing our compound sky high, and even the dog, chicken, or hen from the neighbors jump into your compound. That's the last that the neighbor will see. That's the last the neighbor will see of that bad. Poor relationships, broken relationships. How many of us still go for my local church sometimes? I noticed something queer. We would preach, we'd have a service, we make a circle, then we say the grace and go home, isn't it? That is common in many Anglican traditions. I noticed something in my local church, and I noticed it for a while, and I put my foot down. When people go out there, we are singing, that song. What is it called? As we go out, as we go out, people go there, they greet each other, but there was a team of around 6 members of the church who would pretend to be very busy around the musical instruments, singing that song, playing instruments, and all that. I noticed after a while that they were avoiding to shake hands of particular members of the church as we go out there. They're looking for an excuse not to shake hands of particular people. And yet, mmekuwa communicants na wale watu kanisani. You have shared in the absolution. The priest has offered absolution over you, all of you, and yet you still do not see eye to eye. You do not want to shake a hand of somebody in the church. Broken relationships. So, loving families are reducing by the time. Genuine friendships are reducing by the time. Healthy relationships. What we want most as they have a relationship with you, there is one thing that grows in their mind. They want a sexual congress. Just that, sexual congress. I love you. Now talk to my person of the opposite sex, I love you. The first thing that is in your mind is, when will be the first opportunity to bed this one? Sadly, when will be the first opportunity to make that, to have her, or have him for that matter, from the other side? The whole purpose of relationship to one biological function. Did you know that sex is a biological function? Because even cows and chicken have sex. Once you reduce the whole aspect of love and relationship down to one biological function, then where is love? Love God as with all your heart, with all your body, with all your strength, and love your neighbor as you love yourself. And then you have reduced it just to a sexual congress, a 10, 20, 30 or whatever minute of basic explosion. And then you say, I love you. Hey, I'm not talking about. But believe you me, I'm talking about healthy relationship. We want to move away from what I'm describing right now to something that's a little bit worthy of a Christian young person of the Anglican Church of Kenya, Kitale Diocese. Praise be to God. Many workplaces, my dear colleagues, suffer from disharmony. Yesterday, I was in a school trying to resolve a conflict between the principal and the teachers. The teachers are up at arms against the principal. They say the principal is high-handed. So the school is full of very bad vibes. People don't see eye to eye. And the people suffering as a result of that are the children, because the teachers are not teaching the way they're supposed to do, because the principal is feeling insecure, because the teachers are not supporting the principal, who suffers the children. In fact, today, as I was coming here, I was editing some document in my phone, and I wanted to send it to them. The document says, "Stop whining, start living." It's actually a book written by some American author. Stop whining, stop complaining, and start living. And maybe that is something that we need to do also in our relationship. Stop whining and complaining. Soko imechafuka, oh. She's also a young girl who she's everywhere, including in my staff. So I was talking about her. How is the going? Are we soon having a celebration? I thank God that in my staff of St. Mark's Boys, we are having a wedding this August. This was one of the colleagues. A wedding, not in our church, unfortunately, but it's a wedding still, but not in our church. I would have loved it if it was in our church. They call me Chapo. Soko imechafuka. Soko imechafuka. Wewe nini soko imechafuka? Hamna watu. Walio hapa tu ni mafisi. Young men, ni mafisi. We have very eligible young girls out there, including in here. Wanaangalia. Mtu alimaliza shule, amepata kazi, amejijenga. Na ndugu yangu hata
already saying so imechafuka. Yule anayempata lengo ni moja tu. Within the first encounter, the second encounter is requesting for a night out. And night out is not like the traditional night outs that we used to have. A long time ago, people used to have traditional dance. Men would meet out at the square under the chaperonage of some elder people, maybe aunties and so forth, watching over them as the young people danced and jumped around and enjoyed themselves, but there was no sexual encounter. Dances. At the end of the moonlight dances, people would go home excited. They have expended their energy. Tell me what happens in Pare after Pare. What happens there in Pare after Pare? You know better, isn't it? Yeah, because I've had a lot. So it's not going on right now. And when the speakers were presenting the opening session yesterday, Kambia was trying, hey, wasichana, what does past? I know my church, my pastor, and some team of very bold girls like I said, Pare after. They are there. They're there. But what goes on there? Pare after Pare. There is a problem somewhere. And this problem needs to be fixed. And we'll fix it. The young people in the church right now, you guys who are here, need to fix this problem. The fathers and the mothers in the church, hey guys, thank you for admitting, for coming to this function. The married guys here, raise your hand again. I saw about 6 or so. You know, I'm going to tell you, what about memoir? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course, maybe half. Sister to memoir. For making that decision. It's not easy. And help us, help that young man behind you to make his decision also. Help that young lady behind you to make that decision also, because people are scared of marriage nowadays. Why are you scared of? I'm scared. Huh? Unaogopa nini? Kitakuramba. Kitakuramba. Hii soko chafu hii. Watu wanaogopa kitawaramba. Let me tell you, today at the end of this all, I hope at the end of this we shall have the courage to go out there and commit to somebody. Yes. Commit to somebody, because it is possible and it can still be pure. It can still be pure at the end of the day. Yes. Praise be to God. Many of you are at war with yourselves. You are at war with yourself. He asked something. Do you have confidence in who you are? Do you love yourself? Why are you at war with yourself? Just because it didn't work, we cannot again be worthy before young people here. I cannot present my curriculum vitae to so and so because I messed up. I messed up. Few anecdotes here. Some beautiful girl out there somehow Kilibramba. Okay, I'm not very good in your language, so if I use it and I mess up, please just understand. Somehow she became expectant, got a child, beautiful little daughter. She showed me the photos of this beautiful little daughter. She's now 27, and because of that now, she was like, we were doing some counseling, and she was telling me, you know, Chapo, now this has happened, and nobody's interested in me anymore. And the man responsible for this, hey, man in the house, the man responsible for this, when he realized this had happened, he jumped sky high. And he took off, and in the next few months, married somebody else. Wanaume ndani ya nyumba. In the next few months, akaoa mtu mwingine. She has now a child, this man has taken off, and then she tells me, do you mind being my second wife? Be my second wife. I told the girl, do you love him? She said, yes, I do. Ujinga. I said, yes, I do. Yes, after all that pain, after being left high and dry, somebody else has gone and married somebody else. Sasa ako na mtoto na huyo. Anarudi kwako anasema wewe wife number? Na anasema lakini Chapo unajua nampenda. I almost told her, can you describe and define love to me? Because I don't think I fully understand what you're talking about. Yeah, ndio, najua, kitakuramba. Unless you do
what I'm going to propose here today. Chapter 3, verse 12 to 13 gives a prescription for healthy relationship. Apostle Paul in Colossians chapter 3, verse 12 to 13 says, therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive whatever grievances you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Praise be to God. That is a perfect prescription for healthy relationship. You need to consistently practice these qualities to have a healthy relationship. Consistently practice these qualities. Romans chapter 12 verse 18 says, if possible, so far as it depends on you, be at peace with all men. Be at peace with everybody. As far as it is possible and as long as it depends on you. Sure. Kama inakutegemea, be at peace with all men and all people. Sasa hiyo unabeba mtu yeye. Kwa nini ubebe mtu? Prescription for healthy relationship. Compassion. If you have compassion, you will not lie to a partner. And then, like this poor girl I was talking about. And then because you have to listen to some country music, and there was this lady called Dolly Parton. How many of you listen to Dolly Parton? Was I coming to Dolly Parton? She's a favorite musician of mine sometimes when I feel blue. When I feel blue and I just want to go into an emotional state and relax in my house after a hard day's job, I've prayed or done something like that. I just want to relax in the evening at around 6. And I think this came out of my exposure to some program called Sundown a long time ago on VOK or KBC a long time ago from 6 to 7. I used to listen to those country music and it somehow cools my soul after a hard day. And there's a song that this lady sang, Eagle When She Flies. Eagle When She Flies. Please download that song if you can. If you have Snapchat, download Eagle When She Flies. Listen to it sometimes, especially if you're a girl. Listen to it sometimes and listen to what Dolly says about men. And because we now want to marry, we forget about this poor victim that you have stricken. And we now go for the one that we really want to love and marry. That's what Dolly Parton was saying. Eagle when she flies. And she's encouraging people that, you see, you may look at me like I'm a swan or something, like a duck or something, but listen, young ladies, whatever circumstances your life have taken, you can soar high and be beautiful and strong as an eagle. The grace of an eagle when it flies. Eagle when she flies. And I'm saying, therefore, that fill your life with the compassion, fill your life with the kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience in anybody else. If these qualities direct your path, believe you me, you can even meet a difficult person. Because you're not focusing on yourself, you're focusing on pleasing the other person. By the way, relationships, ladies and gentlemen here, relationships are not about you. Relationships are about the other person. If I make you happy, you struggle to make me happy, in the long run, both of us are happy. Good, I want to be happy, I want to release the pent-up tensions inside me, then that relationship is not equal in strength. I'm just pleasing myself. A relationship should look out for the other. If you're a boy, you are loving a lady, a girl here, please look out for that girl. And she too requires to look out for you. Support each other, and that balance will create a very, very strong relationship that will last the times, will last what I was talking about, will last generations, will not end in a divorce court because we are looking up to each other.
And when you look up to each other, you will not focus on the faults and the weaknesses. If you have loved somebody, you will not focus on the weaknesses. Instead, you will use the weaknesses to spring up and grow and help the other person also to grow along with you. If they are not natural weaknesses, any other weakness can be corrected. If they are not natural, it's only natural weaknesses. I look the way I look. So why is it right now that the grass is green on the other side? Why now? When you told me you love me, I see, just because I have a funny cultural accent. Now we could tell somebody who speaks perfect English. Now the grass is greener on the other side. Yeah, when I was talking my cultural English, why do you want who scare you love me? I get what I'm talking about. Yes, there is something, I'll be talking about also, there is something that is driving you. It is not looking up for the other one. It's not trying to raise up the other one. It is trying to please your own best desires. And that is a death knell. That sounds like death knell. That is death. That is disaster as far as relationships are concerned. People, we have got to kill all sorts of impure thoughts, all greed inside us. We have got to put on a heart of compassion. We have to do this because God has graciously chosen to love both you and I. God, unapomwambia msichana, young man, I love you, it is because God love, so you are able to love. Ukimwambia msichana I love you just because you want to have sex with her, God did not put in you the gift of lust. That's not even a gift anyway. He did not put in you the gift of greed. He put in you the gift of love. So love as God loved. Praise be to God. Love as God loved. God is gracious. He has given loving treatment of all of us, and it's a basis for the way we are supposed to treat others. That should be a basis for the way we are supposed to treat others. Now, what causes all these unhealthy relationships? What causes all this toxic content in our relationship? Listen. In life, oblivious of the broken-heartedness we are causing behind us. Tunavunja na kupasua mioyo ya watu na tunasonga tu, tunaenda, hatujali ni wangapi ambao tunapasua mioyo yao. The Bible tells me something in Psalms, that God will not overlook the tears of a righteous person. He will not. Unakula fare hata unaenda kujali umeenda kwa wengine. And she's cursing you. Actually alidanganya. Alisema atakuja na danganya. The other man, and to be peaceful. Where? Umepata this girl, umempenda. I'll marry you. In fact, our wedding will be like this. You draw a picture to her. And ladies, apart from what Okula Fair, through my 50-year road, I've noticed that ladies genuinely love. They do. Our ladies wakwambia nimekupenda haki wamekupenda. Sisi wanaume ndio tunakosea tu. Let me give you a personal experience. In 1997, some small girl loved me. This girl loved me. Let me tell you the truth. I thought I loved her. Okay, I loved her. And we walked a long journey together. You know, those days we didn't have mobile phones. Yeah? So we were writing what? Letters. This girl told me how to keep a personal journal. She went ahead even to create, she was a very intelligent girl. She went ahead to create our own language, our own vocabulary. Kijua tukiandika barua na and they will know how our love was going on. So we created our own alphabet.
alphabet. Haikuwa French, haikuwa German. I just have on using some symbols. I still remember it. It was good. Upendo ni zuri. Love is good, let me tell you. Love is what? Good. So we went around 97, 98, 99. I was a novice as far as love was concerned. A novice, you know, somebody who knew nothing about. Don't think about Yemi. Banjuka Ju, Belova. Home, Mama prepared a nice cup of tea for both of us. We used to go to the river from our home. So we would go up to that hill. That's how I was. We would read poetry. And those of you who understood the sundowner around 6 would, we used to carry a small radio. We didn't have phones, small radio. We just stay in the bliss of love and enjoy that calm, cooling music. And then come back home. I would take her to our parents. Mama, my supposed to be mother-in-law would receive us. Supposed in the year 2000, something went wrong. And it was not the lady. It was something went wrong. In 2001, I went up the pulpit. I married. And it was not my love. No, but I love her, okay? I love my wife. Went up the pulpit. I thought this God had rejected me. I thought. I did not dare to find out. But I thought, no, that family had accepted me. My family had accepted this girl. And when I married somebody else, do you know what happened to that family? Right now, I cringe at the thought of what I cost that poor. She forced the family to migrate. They sold their piece of land and went elsewhere. The impacts of broken promises. The impact of what? It took me exactly 5 years to find out where she was. Because already married her, they already had a firstborn son. It took me around 5 years. So when I eventually reached out to her, and now we began talking, the eye said, met, we began talking. She told me, I've never felt so humiliated in my whole life. I've never felt so broken in my whole life. I couldn't stay. So the process of healing began. It took a very long time. She's now an old lady. She's in 40s right now. She's out somewhere there. She's a success story. But do you know what? I have a feeling that my marital life and her marital life are not 100%. They're not what? 100%. Because give up to be able to be in our current marriages. And I caused that problem. I always pray about it. And how many times I pray, I still feel that God has not fully forgiven me. But the God has forgiven me now. But I still tell God, forgive me for the point that I lost such a gracious gift from you, God. The poor girl. She's a lady now, she's successful. But I think her heart is still bleeding because of the kind of promises, the kind of walks, the kind of romantic environments we created around ourselves. Why have I brought this to that the promises you make at that moment of, love are binding. There is no sense of responsibility. Love is responsibility. Love is caring for the other person. Love is supposed to be nurtured. Just the way you bring you water those flowers there, as you water it and take tender care of it. That is what love is all about. Take tender care of it. It is not just you and you alone. You are egotistical.
You are egotistical. You are looking at yourself. You're looking at yourself. Me, I, me, and myself. I am your quests to enjoy life. We must rethink about that. And finally, seek to glorify God in your relationships, not yourselves. Seek to glorify God in your relationships, not yourself. Above all, look above and outward, not inward. The inward thing is a gift, The inward thing is a blessing. The inward thing is a result of you looking upward to God and looking outward to your partner. You will get joy because you're focusing on God and focusing on your partner. Then you are joy. So the inward thing is a result of upward and outward. Hey, are we together? The inward joy is a result of what? Looking upward and outward. Then automatically you get the joy inside you. Praise be to God. Hey, bado tuko pamoja? How many of you now scared of relationship? Jamaa ameogopa sana. It's good to be genuine. Ulikuja hapa ukifikiria utatoka na mtu. Sasa unaona ni kama it is safe I go back alone. Safe I go back alone. It is responsibility. Don't leave broken pieces behind you. And when you find that love that is genuine and pure, my dear friends, there is nothing beautiful beyond that. That is what romance is all about. That is a situation where you can go out with your girl. Go out there, have dinner, enjoy, even have an outing with your girl. Even have a sleepover. And when I say a sleepover, don't talk about sex. Even have what? A sleepover. Without any unnecessary negative emotions spoiling that love relationship. Negative emotionalism. Love is a beautiful thing that I am going to genuinely love. It will end this stream of pain and suffering we are seeing in our streets every day. We are reading about and watching on our TVs every day. It must begin with the church. Wewe na mimi. You are a young person engaged in a lovely relationship. Is here. Kuja kwa Reverend Brian, mwambie nimempata huyu. Introduce. I was telling somebody, you say you love that man. Umempeleka kwa mama yako. Wewe jamaa umemaliza shule. Yeye amemaliza shule. Mnaona kwamba we can live together. Why are you still hiding in the bush? And even singing in the church together. Naambia watu, very soon, God willing, the two of us shall be together. What's wrong? Kitakurama? Akikuruka? Then why should akuruke kwa nini? Because if both of you are in tandem, in agreement, then there should mambo ya kuruka haitakuwa. And as I end, young people, hakuna mtu ambaye ni perfect. We are not angels. We are not what? Stop looking for angels. Stop looking for perfection. We don't have any perfection. Stop looking for purity because it ended when Adam and Eve messed up in the Garden of Eden. Somebody has a mark of sin in them. Somebody has a mark of sin in them. We are not perfect. When I was fitting my glasses in the optician sometimes, I got this Christian optician. And as we were chatting, I was fitting my glasses, akaniambia, no, I thought, Bona, it's not straight. Kasema Evan, ujui kwamba Adamu na Eva walitenda dhambi? Alitenda dhambi hiyo, we are not perfect. And just, do you know that one of your ears iko juu na nyingine iko chini kidogo? Na nyingine. Hata ukiangalia vidole vya mikono ama vya miguu ama hata migoma mwili mzima, there is no perfection. There is a blemish somewhere since the time of the Garden of Eden. So kama wewe unatafuta a perfectionist, my dear young man, hey mister,
Usiogope bwana, because maybe you are looking for perfection. It's not there. Commitment. Once umeamua kwamba ni huyu dada, mpende and get committed to that dada and stop looking at the what you call greener pasture. Journey together. Perfection will come when we've grown. Perfection will come when we have committed to each other. Lakini tunapoendelea kutafuta perfection, tutaendelea kusalia katika hali kama hii na tazidi kutoa excuses. Soko chafu. Mbona hujaolewa? Soko chafu. Mbona hujaoa? Soko nini? Kwa sababu wewe tu umeogopa kujicommit. Umeogopa responsibility ya kujicommit. Kwa maana unatafuta kile kilichotengenezwa na kikang'aa. Unaogopa kutengeneza wewe mwenyewe. Hello. Are we going to have now weddings in our... Ama utaenda kuotea kwa miezi mitatu? Let's have weddings in our churches, my dear ones. It's lovely to make it open. But ukihit push too, utakaporejea, you are going now to start healing and struggling with every little bit along the way. Every little bit of guilt along the way. By the My dear God and Father, it was love that made you create us. It was love that made you bring Jesus Christ to die for us on the cross. It is love that makes you created the male and female. You created the man and woman. And you brought them together, dear Lord, because you desired that man and woman shall not be lonely, but shall care and preserve each other's dignity. Desire that this too help you in the process of procreation. You desire the male and female, dear Lord, in humanity and nature, because you with the laughter of little children, with the joy of two lovers walking in the garden, with the peace of love surpassing all, created the male and female to rejoice in the wondrous works of bringing forth another. And therefore, come down upon these dear ones who have listened to your message, to your word that you put in my heart to speak to them with the gift and grace of courage and a committed decision to now move out there and say, yes, this is born of my God. Regardless of perceived imperfection, courage. And know that Jehovah, what you begin. So this journey that you are beginning today, I pray, dear Lord, that people coming before your eyes and with the witnesses of the church, commit to each other and create a society that is modeled after you. Work on the fears and anxieties in the hearts of these children. Create in them the name of the Father, the Son,